Thanks for watching the John Mendola Show. We're talking football. Let's talk Crestwood Comets football with head coach Greg Myers joining us right now. Hey, Coach, a pretty good year so far for the Crestwood Comets. You guys are rolling at this point. Tell us about this season.
Well, we are. I'm very happy with so far this season. I think we rebounded well off of a opening week loss to Berwick. We learned a lot. Bunch of our young kids learned a lot, both from a personnel standpoint. I think we learned a lot schematically, which changes some things on the offensive side of the football. And just happy the way we rebounded, and happy the way we found a way to progress here week to week, and we got some things rolling right now.
Well, I know you had high expectations with this group this year, and of course that opening week to Berwick. Talk about how the kids did respond after that, because a feisty North Pocono team, and then of course things just started picking up a little bit more, and obviously I think you guys are growing more and more confident each and every week.
We are, and like I mentioned earlier, we learned a lot from that opening week loss, and sometimes it's a good thing starting off against a very good football team like Berwick. You get to learn a lot about your players. You get to learn a lot about your scheme, and hopefully progress from that point forward. And we changed a couple things up offensively this year, and we had an opportunity to see what we were doing wrong and to see what positions we need to make changes at from a personnel standpoint. And I think we made some good changes based off of that opening week loss to Berwick, and the kids just continue to get better. We were able to insert a couple young players in some key positions on offense, and they've really done a great job for us so far, and hopefully they can just continue to get better here, and hopefully we can make a surge here late in the season and hopefully make the playoff.
Well, 3 weeks to go in the season, and on the docket for you guys, you have Dallas, Williamsport, and Coughlin. And obviously you can't overlook anyone, but that Week 10 game against Coughlin right now looks awfully big. But Berwick, Scranton Prep, Abingtonites, yourself, and Coughlin seem to right now be the lead dogs in this race. But you got to make sure things happen week by week. Obviously. What are you liking offensively for your group right now, whether it's throwing the ball or running the football?
Well, we've certainly been able to run the football with a lot of success here, John, throughout the season. I think we're averaging just under 400 yards a game rushing the football. And, a lot of that's due to some of the changes we made schematically. But I think, we have some great football players. And, we have 6 kids that carry the ball each and every night, and certainly have been having a lot of success carrying the football, and every week it seems like we've got someone new stepping up, which that's great to see, especially some of our young kids. But we certainly need to improve in some areas. I think last week, we proved that. It came out a little bit sluggish offensively, and showed it to our kids today. I think we learned a little bit more, and I think we're just scratching the surface right now offensively. With our new scheme, so hopefully we can just continue to get better and continue to add a little bit here each week, because I really feel these next 3 weeks are extremely important, and I don't think we could overlook anyone, especially this Dallas team. I think everyone looks at their record and with not having a win yet this season. They're an extremely good football team. They're big, they're physical, and it's kind of hard to believe that watching them on film they haven't won a game yet. And I think it's just a matter of time before they break through.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're looking at themselves as one of these weeks it's going to happen, and nobody wants to be that team it happens to. When you take us through the preseason, Greg, when you scrimmage Scranton Prep, and of course Lackawanna Trail as well, were you feeling with the group that you had back, about 7 starters, maybe on both sides of the ball, that this was going to be a very good year?
Well, we certainly had a feeling that we could have had some success this year. But we also knew that we had a couple important holes to fill from last year's graduating class. And, we were fortunate enough to have a couple kids step up in those positions, and fortunate enough to have a lot of kids only playing one way. And I think a lot of that's, due to our success is the fact of keep the kids fresh, and we only have 2 kids right now playing both sides of the ball. And this day and age, with the way numbers are in high school football, that's certainly a rarity. And I'm just happy the way the kids are playing. I think we got some great leadership, and got some great underclassmen who follow in their footsteps.
We're talking with Greg Myers from the Crestwood Comets football team. He's the head coach. A very good year for Crestwood so far. And, of course, you're looking to reach that postseason for the 3rd year. And, of course, a 7-4 season last year. So a lot of success at Crestwood. And this group of guys have contributed a lot. And I think they want to kind of get to that next level this year. And, of course, it's going to be a battle in AAA. But you feel with this group of kids that they're a special group?
I do, I do, and I think it's I think we're taking the next step in rebuilding a football program, and I think that next step is playing consistently physical football, and that's something we've been able to do over the last couple of years. But I don't know how consistent it's been. This year, I feel up front, and even in some of our skill positions, we're playing extremely physical at times, and we're able to move people off the football, and we're able to do it in a consistent fashion every down. And we've been able to put a couple games together here where we're physically dominant, and I think that's just the next step. And I think a lot of that's due to what we do in the off season. We believe in our off season program, and the kids believe in it. And I think that's the next step we need to take to compete with the Abington Heights and the Scranton Preps and the Berwick programs, and that's able to play physical football. And I really hope for the kids everything works out for us this year, and we get the opportunity to prove that on the field and hopefully take that next step.
Well, it should be an interesting road for Crestwood the next few weeks. Again, a couple of teams right now that are struggling, but then a huge game with Coughlin with probably a lot of playoff implications in Week 10. A Coughlin football team that plays physical just like Crestwood does this year. They run the football, so everybody looking to see who the better team is in Week 10. And, of course, for the postseason, anything could happen, I think, in AAA. I think people were thinking in the beginning of the year it was Berwick's season, but as the year goes on, you're seeing a Scranton Prep team that's gaining a lot of momentum, an Abington Heights team that's been resilient, and a Crestwood Comets team that just has been steamrolling since that opening week. So I think it's going to be a big clash when the AAA playoffs come around.
Well, I think it certainly can be, and it'd be really nice to see a AAA team from District 2 make some noise in the state playoff. It's been a while since we've had somebody advance, and it'd be nice. Hopefully it's us, but whether it's Berwick, Scranton Prep, Abington Heights, or Coughlin, it'd certainly be nice for somebody to make some noise here in the PIAA playoffs. But we've got some games to win before we get to that point, and certainly can't overlook this weekend's game against Dallas.
Well, a team that's flying under the radar, the Crestwood Comets, a very good season once again. Greg Myers doing a great job with his coaching staff up there, and the kids have responded, looking for the 3rd season for a little playoff action up there in Mountaintop. Thank you so much, Greg, and best of luck the rest of the way.
Thanks, John.